I learned that the worst thing I can do as a leader in business is to be right, is to be a serious professional, and to win the game. Those three things might get me a temporary win in business, but they won't connect me. They don't make me authentic. They don't make me trustworthy. They work against me in the long run. They're not emotionally nor relationally intelligent. They don't mark me as a leader. They mark me as a competitor, perhaps. I didn't know this. I went to Stanford University. I was my class valedictorian. I was an A+ student. I was the girl who always got good grades. And my dad was a judge. And the people that I really respected were professionals. And I knew I was a woman and I had the pretty factor. And so I had to work doubly hard at being respectable. When I went downtown to meet my dad for lunch at the courthouse, and we would walk to one of the steak houses that all the lawyers went to in downtown San Diego, I made sure to wear a suit. I made sure to look serious. And when I shook hands, when he introduced me to his friends, I made sure to give them a firm handshake and to look them directly in the eye. I didn't crack a joke. I didn't speak whatever silliness might have been going through my head. I kept it inside and I acted professional. And, that all changed for me. I took this class, improv. It terrified me, so I thought I had to take it, and I did. And in improv with Patricia Ryan, the most amazing teacher, who had been trained by Keith Johnstone, who later became my improv teacher, taught me the mysteries of leadership. They taught me the mysteries of leadership in the form of improvisation. The first thing that you learn with improv training is to say yes. And that confronts every aspect of my competitive, driven, gotta be right, get the A+ nature. To just say yes to whatever's here. To not say, oh, I could do it better. Right, Lucy? There's Lucy. She's relevant to this conversation. We're going to circle back to Lucy. I also learned to play on a team, because in improv, if you try to compete with the other people you're in a scene with, the story stops. It throws a wrench in the forward movement of the story, because the story is built on one person's idea and then someone else adding to it, another person adding. If instead you say, no, I have a better idea, it stops the story in its tracks. Learning these two things, how to say yes and how to accept, literally yes and, you may have heard of that, is what taught me how to be an authentic leader, not just a performative professional. And the trick to learning yes and, the essence that I had to invoke that was actually so scary to invoke at that time was the fool archetype. The archetype inside myself of the fool. The playful one, the goofy one, the one who doesn't give a crap if she's wrong. The fool archetype is that part of you that is just like balls out playful without worrying about what's reverent and what's proper protocol and what looks right and what everyone else is thinking. No, your fool self. The part of you that opens up and is so real when you're hanging out with your besties, when you're not trying to impress anyone. The fool archetype, the archetype that's for so many of us who were raised inside of a culture of being right all the time, only comes out if we're intoxicated. Yeah, that one. The one who doesn't give an F. The one who takes risks. The one who laughs at the whole game of it. The one who doesn't care about being right. The one who just wants it to be funny and fun. That one. So many, I know I am not the only overly educated, highly trained professional who lost sight of her fool. Like many things in my life in this bridging the worlds theme, I didn't become a fully respected and well-paid professional until I merged those worlds, until the time came where I kind of came out of the closet as an improviser inside the legal world. And I was teaching improv to trial lawyers who needed to learn to lighten up and just be authentic so that they could talk to a jury and not seem wooden and very professional, but lose the jury's attention because they were being so professional and structured that they were boring and not trustworthy. It's when I brought those two things together that I found the most reward internally and externally. So that's why I say, I think it's critical for those of us who are leaders in business, whether we are entrepreneurs, founders, professionals, VPs, it's when we find the balance of all of our archetypes, and the one that we're so often missing is the Fool. So I want to encourage you to bring your Fool to work and try bringing a little improv. Try bringing a little yes and. Instead of arguing, notice, especially as a leader, that your default answer to most things is probably no or What if your default answer, even at work, was yes? And instead of no, but no is competition, but means I've got a better idea. And I'm kind of going to agree with you now because I'm giving it a second thought. And what you said does have some merit, but I'm going to claim it for myself. It's very subtle, but it's very powerful. Now let's talk about the dog. This is part of the Fool right here. This. Oh, baby. Here's Lucy. What do you do with your dog that you don't do at work? Kisses. That's right. Playfulness. She's having none of it. That's fine. Playfulness. Messing around. Playing. Getting the ball. Getting something. And letting her go find it. Playfully tossing the ball back and forth. And this is another thing that the Fool wants to do, is to play, to find places where you can be playful, places where you can laugh, places where you can actually step back from the problem you're trying to solve at work and laugh with the people that are in your team. Invoke the Fool into the team problem solving, and you will find the solution easier. Inside of my Wheel of Wisdom calendar, this is the month of the Fool archetype. It's also the first month inside of the quarter of developing creative genius. Now, improv and playfulness and games are a way to interrupt the tyranny of your mind that keeps you from having the aha. The aha will spark when you are in a playful state. The aha will tend to spark and arrive unbidden when you are relaxed and laughing, when your frequency is higher. So bring the Fool to work. Bring your inner archetype of the Fool to work. And if things are really getting bogged down with your team and there's a problem you can't quite find the answer to, go get silly, or get silly with your team. Play a game and open that energy up. As soon as you let it go and go into playful mode, you will have a natural tendency to find the yes and, not just to other people's ideas, but also to the big idea that is waiting to descend and land inside of you. This is the kind of stuff that we practice inside Activation Circle. For less than $50 a month, we have such a yummy community going of intuitive leaders. We're all finding and practicing ways to open up our intuitive genius. This work with the Fool, this is important. Playfulness isn't optional. It's mandatory to keep yourself balanced and to keep your creative mind open and innovating.